The intro. Here we go.
Everybody trying to be content creators and trying to
Go
go
viral.
viral. You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral? Let's go viral then.
Say less.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you, baby. Come together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day. And like I said, be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.
Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud. Coming at you from Roswell, New Mexico, 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. I am your host, Rene Ruiz, and along with me is the man with the tries, the man with the buys, the one with the broad chest, the one, the only, John Borba.
Yo, what's going on?
I'm kind of glazing a little bit. I don't think I've ever asked you. I just kind of let it flow and you just went with it.
It's cool. I don't mind
All
it.
right, cool.
Yeah,
All
I
right, all
don't
right.
mind it.
The man with the buys, the one with the tries. So if anybody ever walks up on you and hits you with the man with the buys, the man with the, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna be so in love whenever we first walk up to someone and they hit me with that intro, bro.
right.
But JB, got a hell of a day. We got Tim Foley, D1, UNM alum, joining us at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to break down what happened in college football and what he's looking forward to this weekend. He did send me his power rankings, looking pretty good. Also Heisman, maybe Diego Pavia is squeaking in. That's our boy. We've been hyping him up from the start, and I am glad that Buddy is winning. But he does have a hell of a stretch here on the back end of college football week 9. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. But big Diego Pavia show right here. Big Diego Pavia show. I hope that boy gets up there and represents for New Mexico and for our Mexican community. JB, last night the Warriors did play the Lakers. Luka Doncic doing what he typically does, dropping 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, almost had a triple-double. But they did fall to the Warriors, 119 to 109. Steph Curry only putting up 24 points, but as you know, the man is always effective because he's always spreading the floor. Yesterday, Cheech had hit me up and he said, you know, the Warriors got to play Jonathan Kuminga as much as possible because he's going to become a trade asset before the deadline for the Warriors. He believes that the Warriors are going to have to make a move for a big man at some point because they're too small. Kind of agree with them, sort of. But also, maybe the Warriors are just going to be a run and gun type team where they just run you out of the arena. Will that work? To be determined. But I am here to watch. Luka did grab his hamstring last night. No reports have come out as to what exactly it is. But if you're a Lakers fan, LeBron's dealing with the sciatica issue, and now you got Luka holding on to a hamstring. That just sounds like the Laker experience as of late, huh, JB?
Yep. Yeah. Injuries here and there, but it's kind of been later in LeBron's career. We've kind of known him for missing some time, right? I mean, what do you expect? He's been in the league 20 plus years. Injuries happen, and I think at this part of his career, what they're trying to do, keep him healthy. It's a long season. Let him recover, let him recover. If he has to miss some time, then he misses some time. But that's kind of the Laker experience lately. Injuries kind of riddled here and there throughout the roster. And, I mean, it happens, see how they
Yeah,
respond though.
basketball is one of those sports where it's like it's such a long season. I mean, 82 games, JB. Jeez,
Yeah.
82 games, tough watch. I don't know how we're gonna cover the NBA because with NFL, week by week, every week matters, right? We don't want to lose any week because of seeding, home games, and you're just trying to win your division at this point and get into the dance, right? Every game matters in the NFL, or every week matters in the NFL. Opposed to the NBA, Lakers dropped one yesterday. You just go, hey, it's opening day. We didn't have LeBron. Luka did what he was supposed to do. They give you hope of what to look forward to for the rest of the season, but 82 games. How do we cover it? We can't be dramatic about every single night, right? It's gonna be interesting to see how we cover the NBA, but we will be covering it. And maybe we got a little guest surprise, Borba. Maybe we got a little NBA insider for SOL. Shall be interesting to be determined. We will let you guys know. Also, man, to kick off the NBA season, JB, the Rockets and the Thunder. Kevin Durant goes back home to OKC. They dropped the banner in front of Kevin Durant. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if that hit any storylines, but did notice it. Maybe that'll humble a two-time NBA champion himself. So we gotta relax, right? Gotta chill. Because what did you say yesterday in the group chat? Still got two of them. Still got one more than OKC. So we gotta remember that. So let me allow myself to remind you, not you necessarily, JB, but our listeners there. But Kevin Durant goes over there. They go into double OT. They did drop that game. Uh, SGA goes for, his typical 35 points, his MVP type season. Yet again is starting to load for a back-to-back one. Starts or there in the fourth quarter, hits a game tying, so smooth to the left side, fade away, boom. The Shane Gillis signature move is what it seems to be. Takes them into overtime. They go into double overtime, and where they finish it off. Tight game. That's how you kick off the NBA season, man. What a beauty! But I'll tell you what, JB, that late game. We said this yesterday, brother. These late games, tough, tough. I'd be lying to you if I told you that I stayed up the entirety of that Warriors Lakers game. I had to rewatch the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter here this morning when I woke up. Tough, tough. Those West Times games or the
West Coast.
uh yeah, West Coast games, man, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Waking up at 5 a.m. Tough. But I'll probably just be watching them in the morning, or watching the last fourth quarter there in the morning. But man, it's gonna be tough watch. Tough watch. What are you excited about the NBA?
I'm
You
excited about the Denver
Nuggets guy, huh?
Nuggets. I'm excited about the Nuggets, man. I like what they did this offseason, getting rid of Michael Porter Jr., streaky shooter, doesn't play no defense.
Great
I was,
podcaster.
huh?
I said great podcaster.
Yeah. He kind of is like, he's one of those dudes, I don't know if you saw the whole, get your boys the bag on these bets, going out early and all that stuff. That went kind of viral, Michael Porter. So he had some off-season issues with the cops that went kind of viral too. So now now he goes to Brooklyn and now his real character comes out. That's what happens, I guess, when you go to another team like
When you
that.
go to
But
New York.
I'm I'm excited to see the Denver Nuggets and their roster and the improvements that they made. They get Bruce Brown back, a good veteran, Tim Hardaway Jr. Cam Johnson is now in the starting rotation, and I'm really excited to see Christian Braun as well as in his fourth year now, I think. So I think he's either on the verge of an extension or he just had an extension. Um,
That's Buddy from Kansas, right?
yeah. So I'm excited to see his development and his growth. It's going to be his second year as a starter, and of course, I'm really excited to see Aaron Gordon. I think he's evolving his game, and I think he's even turning into more of a scorer. And we saw that last year with his 3-point percentage being in the 40s, high 40s, very efficient from the 3-point line. I'm excited to see the Nuggets, man. I'm gonna try to go watch a game this year. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, fun fact, your boy that you just said, Braun, is it Braun or Brown?
Either or, I don't know. Christian Braun, I don't know.
All right, we'll go with Christian. I'm gonna go with Christian Brown. But
Okay.
so whenever he got into the league, he went a, the craziest 3 year stretch of all time. Right, wins a high school national
Yeah.
championship, goes to college, wins a national championship, and then goes to the NBA and wins the NBA finals. Like that might, bro. And he was, I mean, it's not like he just was on the back end of these wins where he was just on the bench. Like he was impactful there in the NBA finals. Huge piece to the Denver Nuggets, which is why he got extended, just got paid.
Yeah.
Man, what a 3 year stretch for that kid. That beautiful to see. JB, NBA slate for today. You got the Cavs going against the Knicks, Nets, Hornets, Heat, Magic, Raptors, Hawks, Sixers, Celtics, Piston, Bulls, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Wizards, Bucks, Clippers, Jazz, Spurs, Mavericks, Kings, Suns, Timberwolves, Trailblazers. I think one of the most exciting matchups for today to watch is obviously Wemby going against the Dallas Mavericks. And you know what are we going to see from Cooper Flag today? The expectations have been set so high. Maybe we need to relax. Maybe we don't need to overreact if he has a bad game tonight. It is his first game in the NBA, so let's take it easy on the little Dallas native there. I'm looking forward to watching them play. I'm hoping I can go catch a Warriors Mavs game at some point this season as well. But NBA, man, NBA's back. So shout out to the NBA for being back. We will pay attention, but it will be tough, as we all know, our favorite sport, the NFL, the league of all leagues, the balls of all balls, JB. And JB, you know what's going on in the NFL right now?
Oh, a
You
lot
know
of
what's going on?
media drama.
Yeah, a little bit of drama, a little bit of gossip, a little bit of chatter, a little bit of talk. JB, yesterday, so Sean Payton this weekend had an interview or post game interview that kind of just slid under the rug, and I guess it didn't make news until the news got boring. I guess yesterday, right? So
Yeah.
Sean Payton had this interview. Let me show you. Let me pull it up. It'll take me a second. Did you see it though?
Yes, I did see it. Nice little shot at the end to Russ Wilson, and
Yeah. Let
I
me
don't
see. All
blame
right. All
him.
right. Let's see. Sorry, boys. Sorry, boys. Your boy here is taking forever to pull this up. I should have sent it to Jay because it would have been up faster. But here we go. Let's see.
I have a ton of respect for that organization. I spent 4 of my early years there, coordinating Super Bowl, first game in this stadium before 9/11. Close with the mayor Tisch family, and they found a little spark with that quarterback. I was talking to John Mayer not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that change would have happened long after our game. I have a ton of respect for that organization.
That change should have started. Let's listen to that one more time. Just the end here. Let's see. Let me make sure I heard that correctly.
That change would have happened long after our game.
He wishes that change would have happened long before their game. Kind of took a little shot at
After,
Russ. At least that's what
yeah,
how Russ interpreted it. And this is Russ's response here. He said, "Classless, dot 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 dot, but not surprised, dot 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 dot. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later through the media.
yep,
Hashtag let's ride." JB throwing a shot. 15 plus years later, still bounty hunting through the
yep.
media. What a beautiful response from Russ, I think. But what's your reaction about this and all this drama here?
I mean, Sean Payton did take a little shot. That's for sure, a little shot at Russell, and I like what he clapped back with, though. You know, the bounty gate thing. 15 plus years later, still trying to bounty gate through the media. Because yeah, I like that. I like that shot. About time Russ gets a little
Oh,
bit. I'm tired of
yeah,
seeing
Russ.
the cliche stuff, man. He's got to pop off, man. So I like that response to it because I don't like Sean Payton for the bounty gate. So that's why I like
Yesterday,
Russ's
you had a
response.
few choice of words for Sean Payton when we were talking about them coming back, kind of having a crappy first 3 quarters. It seems like that's something that they've been consistent about is lacking the start of games. It seems like they don't find their mesh until the fourth, but when they find their mesh, boy, is it scary. I do like Russ's response, man. I think he's finally standing up for himself. I think the only thing that stinks is like he can't go out there and allow his game to kind of back up what he said. But I do like the shot he threw back at Sean Payton. It's kind of one of those things like, all right, dude, like shut your mouth. I'm not in your locker room anymore. I'm not a part of your life whatsoever. The fact that you still somewhat have some sour taste of me in your mouth, like, shut up. Shut up. I like it, Russ. I like it. I hope he talks a little more ish. I can't wait for the podcast run that Russ makes as he retires, if he retires. According to Russ, he's not looking at retirement. He's living in the moment. And as of right now, he feels like he has the potential to be an NFL starter somewhere. So let's see how it goes, man. I do feel bad for him at this point. I feel so bad for Russ. I mean, we saw this week, we saw last week, right? Um, Jackson Dart gets hurt. He's in the tent. Russ goes in, and I mean, Brian Dable absolutely loses his mind. Like, where's my quarterback? Get him out here. The guy goes in the tent. The team gets fined. Um, and then Russ throws one in the dirt, and he gets absolutely booed by his home crowd. Which in my mind, I'm like, gosh, this New York Giants organization is going to get bit in the butt. They're going to get bit in the butt. The football gods are going to come down and strike them for them just being, for lack of better words, assholes. Like, really, like, let's say Jackson Dart has a legitimate injury. Let's say he didn't come back in the game. You just completely booed the confidence off the guy that's about to take the next couple snaps and maybe the next couple weeks of snaps. You just booed his confidence out of the stadium. I hated the way that was. I hated the way Russ was treated there, but it is what it is. It is it is what it is. The trade deadline is November 4th. Let's see if Russ gets moved somewhere. Maybe Russ goes to somewhere like I don't know, a team that stinks, the Las Vegas Raiders. JB. And as we go into that, there was a lot of news yesterday about Max Crosby and the Raiders. There was a lot of chatter about maybe possibly Jerry Jones going, "Hey there, bud. How about you go ahead and send over Max Crosby for 2 first-round picks?" And everybody in the world got excited, or at least every Dallas Cowboys fan in the world got excited. Once I saw my Twitter notification come up, JB, I said, "Oh my goodness, the football gods are answering my prayers." Boy, thank you. Yeah, I kind of got down and I was like, yes, I got my football put on top of my head, JB, and I was just like, thank you. This is what I've been waiting for. Jerry finally picked up the phone, made a call, and is about to shock the world. He's about to look like an absolute genius. Is about to open up his email and his mailbox to a bunch of I'm sorry letters. That's what I thought, JB. And then Tom Pelissero ruined my night. Absolutely ruined my night. Tom Pelissero came out and said, let me tell you exactly what he said here. JB came out on Twitter and he said the Raiders met with star defensive end Max Crosby today to let him know they aren't shopping him and won't trade him. And then he went along to follow that with nobody wants to win more than Max Crosby, and he wants to do it with the Raiders. Despite various rumors with the trade deadline 2 weeks away, the face of the franchise isn't leaving the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, what's your reaction to all the news there?
I mean, I don't see Jerry Jones making a move like that. I just really don't. I really don't see that happening. I think you're trying to build for the future with those picks. At least from what we've kind of heard, it's what it sounds like. With those picks, I don't think you're trying to get rid of them right now. I think if you
You didn't hear what Jerry said?
what do you say?
He said, "You never know. I might try to improve this roster this year with them 2 picks. It's all open. My
Well, I
line
have
is open."
read. I will say this: I have read that the Cowboys are looking for a defensive player. A defensive player. I have read that. So yes, they might be looking for somebody to trade for, but it's not going to be those 2 first-round picks. I'll tell you that much. It's going to be somebody that their contract is maybe they're playing on a contract year, something like that, something they can work
Maybe
with.
Trey Hendrickson, maybe Bradley Chubb.
Trey Hendrickson, I've already heard. Bradley Chubb, okay. Bradley Chubb, his name has been floating around for sure. Trey Hendrickson, I heard, is not going anywhere. Bradley Chubb, I have heard his name float around a little bit. So they're looking for some help, and I'm assuming it's going to be in the front, right? It's got to be somewhere in your front, your D line, something like that. So
Good
they're going to
pass
be looking for,
rusher,
yeah,
safety. I think those are the two needs right now for Dallas. I think
and it's
pass
hard
rusher
to
more than a safety, but
Yeah,
those are the
it's
two.
hard to find it. I don't think there's any real safety right now that you can trade for. I don't know. I just don't have
I saw
those.
Minka Fitzpatrick's name floating around for the Miami Dolphins. Big sellers. Big,
It's
big,
just
big
yeah,
sellers. I
it's
mean,
just
what
the contract though, right? That's the only issue.
honestly, I don't know what his contract looks like.
I
But
know it's pretty good,
we
but
can
they're
restructure. There's ways around it. We've
Maybe.
seen the dance around the salary cap. We've seen it before, JB. So why not go ahead, Jerry? Get that groove going. Just think of Bad Bunny in the halftime show hitting it. Ooh, maybe throw a dress on if you want. Just kidding, JB. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
dude. Sensitive subject. Halftime show. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But
God damn, bro.
yeah, I think I
I hate X. I hate the news. I hate politicians. Like, stay out of football. Stay in your lane. Like they say, shut up and dribble. How about you shut up and follow the news? Just don't even give us your
can't
opinion.
even
Just
follow the
report
news.
the news.
You can't
Huh?
even follow the news anymore because half of it is,
It's
washed
not news.
out by one party
It's
and then
not news,
washed
baby.
out to be something by a different party. You can't even watch it. We're getting into politics now. We can't even do that. We can't do that. Let's cut this.
Nope.
Cut this
Can't,
segment.
can't, can't, can't. Smart people, figure it out. Figure it out. You know one thing I'm noticing? The nerds are taking over. The nerds are taking over. The nerds found out I can make a bunch of money and have a voice, and I'm gonna let it rip. And now they're letting it rip, and it's like, all right, boys, let's stick to the books. That's what you were good at. Let's stick to the books because what you guys are doing right now, y'all's job sucks. Like if y'all were a football team, y'all need a new GM. Y'all need a new head coach. Your best player, let's trade them. Let's get them up out of here. Like, come on, man. Politics, figure it out. Figure it out, politics. Come on. Come on. Sorry, JB. I got you off track there.
It's all good.
We're talking about trading. Minka Fitzpatrick, the Cowboys trade. You know, the one thing that I am excited about, or the one thing that I find the positives in this news, even though it might not happen, or it probably isn't going to happen according to Tom Pelissero, but we have seen this. It's the NFL. We've seen where teams say, nah, I'm good. I'm not picking up the phone or I'm not answering. This guy's untradeable until the right offer comes through. It's all negotiation tactics, right? But what I'm excited about is the fact that Jerry Jones picked up the phone and made a phone call because we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that type of news being reported at all whatsoever this year. I mean, Jerry Jones never picked up the phone and called Mulugeta, the agent of Micah Parsons, right? Jerry Jones has yet to have picked up the phone. I mean, you got Diddle from Carolina saying Jerry told him, "Hey, go test the market, and then you come back and let us know what they were offered." Right? Didn't even pick up the phone to call him. So not picking up the phone whatsoever. And now we picked up the phone, so that's progress. And I can be excited about progress, JB. But that's all. That's all we got to hang our hats on right now. As Cowboy fans, that's all we got. He picked up the phone. He picked up the phone. I sound like
I think
some.
they're
I
actively
sound like
picking up
some.
the phone. I don't think it's just one pick up the phone. I think they're actively making phone calls. That it's
The
time.
Cowboys.
Or now it's yes. I think it's time they're going to start because they really do need a defensive player. I don't know if it's I would assume you're looking for a pass rusher, big body guy.
Yes.
Bradley Chubb, like he for some reason he makes sense to me. He makes sense. A guy that hasn't performed well in Miami. He could turn around his career when he's in the right environment. So I think that's a good thing to look at right there. It's just what are you going to be willing to give up? And I think for a guy like Bradley Chubb, fourth round pick, something like that, like they're not asking for a
Mhm.
lot. And then you got to obviously take into consideration his contract. And then what are you going to do during the offseason? So this is not only short term, but you have to look at certain trades like this as long term. You don't want to give up a third, fourth round pick for a guy that's going to play 9 games for you, and then he's just on the market again. I don't think that's worth it. So there's a few things I think they're taking in consideration, and how conservative Jerry Jones is. We'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out the next few weeks. And there's going to be some trades. There's going to be some wide receiver movement. Chris Olave's he's on the block supposedly. People are talking about Jordan Addison, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. I
Maybe.
think Jordan Addison is kind of in the same boat as that T Higgins deal, and so we'll see how that plays out because he's a guy that's on the verge of getting paid too. So there's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of movement. Teams are looking. Teams are looking.
Sorry.
So yeah,
Well, speaking of Jordan Addison, let's go ahead and let's listen to your head coach, Mr. KOC. Let's see what he has to say about tomorrow.
So we wanted to have a plan at the quarterback position, and it'll be very similar to last week. Carson will start, Max will be the backup, and JJ will be available in the case of emergency as the third.
JJ will be available in the case of an emergency. Let that soak in for just a second.
And like I said, encouraged about where he's at, and very much looking forward to continuing his progression and hopefully having a chance to go next week. And we'll keep you guys posted on that. But
We'll keep you guys posted on that, JB. So it looks like Carson Wentz is getting the start tomorrow. Don't know how excited you are, but do tell us how you feel about this.
So, I mean, like I've said this before, and obviously they had the reason why they're starting Carson Wentz again. They had a whole medical workout sort of deal with specialists there and everybody there for JJ McCarthy to see if he could pass that, and he couldn't. So obviously there's still some sort of injury there. He's not 90. I don't think he's even 90%, but I just hate how it's being babied around and they're just not throwing this guy back in there. But maybe that's a smart thing. I guess from KOC's perspective in that same interview, he was talking about how we don't expect JJ to be 100% by the time he goes back in, right? But we don't want to bring him back and then something happens and it just prolongs that injury where he misses more time. He's already missed so much time. You don't want him to miss any more time. So you want to go back. You want JJ to go back into the game feeling good, to where something's not going to digress and regress, where his injury is not going to come back and something like that. So that's understandable. Against this matchup with the Chargers right now, I think we have a really good chance to win it. Our team is getting a little bit healthier. Aaron Jones might come back. He's off the IR,
He
so
is. He is. He is. Aaron
yeah,
Jones
so
is likely to make his return from IR. Forced
yep.
10th most missed tackles in the NFL on his career, and they're going against a Chargers defense who right now is ranked 27 in rushing efficiency. So hey, we might have a day from the return of Aaron Jones, which should
Never
open
know.
up. I mean, I feel like it sets up for a Carson Wentz day. Honestly, we have
He
yet
just
to see
has to
one.
be better. He has to Carson Wentz just has to be better in terms of his accuracy. Just has to be better. And don't make the boneheaded plays. He doesn't have to force it. He doesn't have to scramble to the right, prolong the play, throw it 40 yards down the field just to get picked off. We don't need that. Like, we literally just don't need that. Like, just control the game and be accurate. We have a quick game. Like, we've been implementing a quick game. We've literally gone under center more. We've done everything to try to help this guy succeed and help our team win. And when the accuracy is not there and these throws are just not being made, it's frustrating. And it's frustrating to see like this season kind of go to waste in a sense. But um, got to tighten up. We got to tighten up. Carson Wentz has got to be better. Like, just help us be 4-3, and then we have a really good shot of this. This is a tough stretch because we got Baltimore and
What
Detroit. So we got to go. We got to split at least. Be 5-5 by the end of this little stretch, something like that. So just keep us around. Just let us float around.
does this feel like a must win for you guys?
Yes, yeah, it's a must win. There's a lot of pressure on this game, I feel like, and we gotta play. Everything's got to be clicking. So we'll
Do
see.
you and do you feel like when we say a must win, the cutoff line would be the deadline, right? So this is around the time when we find out whether a team is a buyer or a seller. This is literally the week because then we have one more week before the trade deadline is cut off. And when it's cut off, boys. If you don't know what a deadline is, I mean, it's pretty simple. Trade deadline. That means once we pass it, ain't no more activity happening after that. All of the rest of the signings will be free agents or off the waiver wire, right? So this becomes a must win, not only for you guys, but it also kind of feels like it for the Chargers, sitting at 4-3. They're sixth in the AFC. A lot of a lot of concerns over there, JB. The offensive line, it seems like that's what the excuse is being pushed for. Justin Herbert is, we're on our fifth, sixth, seventh offensive lineman, but their left tackle, um, That's the most important position in my eyes on the offensive side, outside of the quarterback. If you can't protect the blind side, you're probably not going to be able to protect anything else. So I do see the Chargers backs against the wall here against the Minnesota Vikings, and it's a short week. So, man, this feels like an upset waiting to happen. This feels like a Chargers way to lose. Honestly, it feels. Let's see if the Chargers can turn the page here. But as a
They can't run
Minnesota
the ball
Vikings
either.
fan,
They can't run the
that
ball very efficiently right now either, the Chargers. So
no,
that kind of helps us too. It's just going to depend on how got to get rid of the big plays. We let a lot of big plays in crucial moments last week. Got to get rid of that. If we can get rid of that and control the third down game, because that's where we failed ultimately, which we started off the year being a really good third down team. Um, I don't know what happened since then, but we gotta kind of go back to that. So third downs are going to be huge in this game, and crucial moments. Who's going to make the big plays in the big moments of the game? Like that was the difference. That was the difference last week. The Eagles were making big plays in crucial moments. They came through, and we didn't respond to it, or we were 1-5 in the red zone. It's just not winning football. So we got to see some big plays being made in crucial moments, and Carson Wentz got to be better. Just play one more solid game. Just play one solid game for us.
yeah.
That's all I
Just
ask.
to give you guys an update. Currently trying to find where Tim Foley. Hopefully Tim Foley's okay. It feels a little unusual for him not to answer or jump on. Tim's one of those guys that jumps on a little early, well prepared, ready for the college football conversation. So hopefully everything's okay with Tim. Uh, for sure unusual, but just in case he doesn't, just in case something did happen, hopefully T's and P's. I hope everything's okay. But let's just kind of talk about his power rankings here real quick, JB. His power rankings from this year or from last week. If we look here from last week, let's see what the difference is, JB. So last week in week 8, he had Miami sitting at number 1, Ohio State at number 2, Indiana at 3, Texas Tech at 4, Texas A&M at 4, Texas Tech at 5. Texas Tech loses. Miami also gets upset and loses. They both drop off the top 5, moving Ohio State to number 1, which Tim had said. He had made the argument that maybe Miami shouldn't be number 1 because on all the other AP polls, Ohio State does sit at number 1. So he was a little different, putting Miami at number 1 there. Obviously, they're coming off a bad loss on Friday. So I mean, some people, people removed Carson Beck from their Heisman run completely. Guy had 3 turnovers this weekend, lost a close game, weren't able to overcome those deficits. But now you're sitting at Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, and Georgia. Uh, what I was going to ask him was, he sent me over his Heisman candidates, and he has Diego Pavia in his Heisman race, JB. I mean, I know he's normally the educator of the college football for us, making us smarter week by week. But seeing him have Diego Pavia in his Heisman top 3, that feels good for the show, huh? Feels good
Yeah.
for the show.
Yeah, and I think the reason why, and probably Tim would say this too, is Vanderbilt was not, a football powerhouse by any means. You know what I mean? They were just off the radar. Nobody respected them in that sort of sense when it came to football and everything like that. And to have one guy essentially, transfer over there and do what he's done this season
From
and
New
be
Mexico State. Sorry to cut you off, but
yeah.
just in case
So
people didn't know, from New Mexico State.
from New Mexico State, and then go to Vanderbilt and do what he's done. And last week, another huge win over LSU. They're beating top ranked teams. I mean, they are. So, and one guy really turned that program around. Diego
Changing the
Pavia is one of
culture.
these guys make look really good. He's playing efficient, smart quarterback, can move, extend the plays, got a good arm. Like everything is there. So I think it's a well earned. And as far as he might not be lighting up the stat sheet, right? He might not be doing that, but in the sense of turning the culture around and turning a program around, when the transfer portal right now is so huge. You never know what's going to happen beyond this year too. What that does for Vanderbilt as a program. So like it's a very well earned Heisman spot. So I think he is climbing the ranks of the Heisman polls everywhere, not just in Tim's rankings, but in everybody's rankings, wherever you look at
Yeah.
it. So it's well earned, well earned.
For for sure, man. And I'm juiced. He's a local guy, or as local as they can get in New Mexico. And the run that he can go on right now. I mean, let's just if he gets through this schedule, this SEC schedule, which is what I was going to ask him too, was there was a lot of comments about the SEC versus the Big Ten. There was a lot of hey, SEC thinks they're big and bad, but the last three national championships have been from the Big Ten. So I was curious to see what his response was to that. But they got Missouri this weekend on ESPN, and it looks like College Game Day is going out there. There's a lot of criticism towards College Game Day because it feels like they're a little SEC bias. So a lot of folks on X are upset. But how real is X? Is that real life? Don't know. I don't think so, but it is what it is. That's where we get our information from. So we will keep addressing it as if it is the gospel, right? But after Missouri, they have Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. If they can get out of that, it is going to be hard to deny them for the playoffs. And I mean, if they win, if they get through this stretch of games, JB, I'm going to assume he will be probably one or two in the Heisman race.
Yeah, he's
And
got to be.
also, won't be shocked if they're favorites going into the playoffs. But we got to get past this weekend, Diego. Let's get past this weekend and give us something to get excited about. Get something to get the New Mexico world bought into the sports world. Even though he's not from here, but it is easy to root from a guy that comes from here. So shout out to Diego, and hopefully he does make this run. But JB, there was some more news in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens looking rough. They are looking rough. Ravens coaching staff removed several distractions from the locker room, including the ping pong table. No, the cornhole boards,
Golly.
basketball hoops, and video game consoles. So what do you think they got? They got Xbox in there, or they got PlayStation? They got a little bit of both.
They probably got everything, man. That's kind of crazy. But when you're 1-5, when you're 1-5, you gotta lock in on these boys. Say, hey, what's going on? We're gonna take away all these distractions. We're only focused on football right now. Like, John Harbaugh, like he's only focused on football. He's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how they bounce back. I think Lamar, he's returning this week
Yep,
against
he is.
Chicago. So you'd expect, right? You would expect the Ravens to be fired up. Okay, this is the turning point of our season. This is where we right the ship, right?
Yep.
No better way to do it against Chicago, a team that's kind of optimistic, up and coming.
Wishy
The
washy.
culture's changing. You gotta win this game. This is a must win for the Ravens, and they pretty much gotta win out. I think 10-7 might get you a wild card, so they can afford a little bit of error. But like the focus on everyone, it should just be week by week. Uh, stack some wins, stack some wins. Hopefully the defense can improve. I don't know. I don't know if this defense is going to improve. That's the big issue. Um,
Defense is
and
terrible.
it's awful.
Right now,
Awful.
JB, we're looking at it. They're ranked 30 in the league in passing efficiency and 30 in the league in rushing efficiency. And their pressure rate, it's doo-doo. These guys can't get to the quarterback to save their lives. They're ranked at 28. I mean, damn near the worst in the league, JB. Whenever you do it overall, I mean, this defense is the worst in the league. Before Lamar Jackson got hurt, guess what? Defense stunk. After Lamar got hurt, guess what, JB? Defense still stunk.
Exposed. Yep.
Lamar's coming back, and do we think that's going to change? I don't think so. I think this is a bigger game for the Chicago Bears to prove that they are a good team. What have we said all year? If you're a good team and you're playing a bad team, let's go out there and handle business. Let's not play with our food. Let's go on, get it done, come out of the game injury free, and let's move on to the next week. That's got to be the Chicago Bears mindset going into this game. Get the momentum going. Momentum's on your side right now. Let's get it rolling. But for the Baltimore Ravens, man, I don't know that anything changes outside of just Lamar coming back. Like, if anything, it's like we're expecting Lamar to come be a savior for a team that has zero hope. Honestly, is that fair to say?
I think it is. I think it is. He's going to help offensively, of course. Of course, he's going to help offensively, but the real issue, like we talked about, is the defense. So when you bring a guy in, when a guy's been injured, when he comes back and you put so much on his shoulders. I mean, Lamar, he can only do so much, right? I mean, he can only do so much. Yes, the offense is going to start moving a little bit better, but there's a lot of issues around that, and I think coaching is an issue now. You got some veterans on the defensive side not wanting to answer questions about the coaching and about things. Kyle Van Noy, who is a respected veteran in the league on the defensive side of the ball, he pretty much dismissed any sort of questions about John Harbaugh, about what's going on coaching wise, this and that. And when that happens, there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect in the locker room. And once you lose the locker room, you can't get it back. Can't get it back. So there's a
Nope.
lot of heat right now on John Harbaugh. And if they lose this
Man.
game and he says we need to find ourselves one more time, I think he's going to be finding himself a new job. Yep.
Give him the boot. Give him the boot in these beautiful
Yep.
pajamas that I'm rocking here, JB. Man,
Yep.
you know what's crazy is the Baltimore Ravens are 6.5-point favorites against this Chicago Bears team. I don't what does Vegas know that we don't know? Oh, it's probably because they have that big old tank in the backfield and Derrick Henry. I almost forgot about him. That running game has been, a little lackluster, but it's ranked 13th in the league right now. But it is Derrick Henry. And I guess that's one thing that I do got to take in consideration is that Lamar Jackson will impact the running game. And the one thing that can get you or that can give you life again is a solid running game. Slow the game down, give your defense a little bit of a rest. This is a big time of possession game for the Baltimore Ravens. Let's hold on to that rock. Long drives, keeping Caleb Williams on the sideline. And I mean that Chicago Bears team right now is averaging 26 points a game, man. I think you got to keep them under 17 to win this game if you're the Ravens. But that's a man, that is a hard task when you're ranked the worst in the league. But hey, yeah, get the ping pong tables out of there, get the basketball hoops out of there, get the Xboxes and the PlayStations up out of there, or the Wii's. You remember the Wii's back in the day? I don't know if they're still playing that thing, but get the VRs, get them out. Let's go, boys. Lock in. It's time to focus 100% on football. If you ain't doing nothing, get on your tablet and let's watch a little bit of film. Because as of right now, what the world is telling us or what the numbers are telling us is that you guys suck. And what are you going to do about it? Because as of right now, you can't say nothing but go out there and play. So go show it, boys. Go show Baltimore. Come on, let's have a comeback here, Baltimore. Let's make a run. Let's juice up that division and give the Steelers something to play for. Make it competitive. Make it competitive for us, JB. But if they don't, it is what it is. JB, man, there's this Philadelphia stuff is kind of starting to get on my nerves just a little bit. AJ Brown takes his he likes to take his talents to Instagram and throw out little cryptic messages. Yesterday, man, this stuff, bro. Where are we? TMZ, Borba?
Reporting all the
Eagles
news.
star wide receiver AJ Brown posted this on Instagram after this week's game. This is from ML Football on Twitter. Using me, but not using me. 1K underscore always open. I do like his tag there. 1K underscore always open because he is always open. Number one, best one-on-one wide receiver in the league. JB, should we care or is this being blown out of proportion?
I think obviously there's still frustration. I think you do need to care, and you need to care if you're the Eagles because, like I said, that play that I broke down the other day, dude wasn't even on a route. The only reason that got open because the pass rush didn't get there. Jalen Hurts directed him to just run, just take off, and you get that little push off. When you're just kind of standing there and you guys are just kind of, bumping each other like this, and then you just get that quick push off and that burst of speed and just hit me on the go. That's what it
Yeah,
was. That's what it was in
it
that
is.
first drive of the game. Like, you're not even putting this guy into like a concept or anything. You got him on a comeback route or something, and really nothing going on. Like, they're not scheming these guys to get open still, and that's still the issue with him and Devontae. They're not scheming them to get open at all. So it's like they're running routes. You might not get the ball. They're not making them a focal point of the offense. I understand that the running game is where it starts in Philly, but right now you don't have a running game. Let's just be honest. Saquon, even
Yeah,
though he's
that's fair.
still the same Saquon, he's having a down year. The offensive line isn't blocking as good in the running game. So you got to scheme these guys open. Like, I mean, I just don't understand. It's not like Jalen Hurts just doesn't know how to throw the football. They got some inefficiencies, but like I don't know, man. I think it's just the offensive coordinator just is kind of taking this talent for granted and just allowing these guys to, win the games, and they got to really pull things out to win these games. And I don't know. It's just a lot easier when everything's schemed up with your
Yeah,
players. Sometimes it's players over schemes, right? Like you can run a scheme, but you have to have your players in the right place. And sometimes these players are just so good that they can overcome that scheme. That's in this case not very good. We haven't seen
yeah.
very much success. So
And to piggyback off you there, like for the OC, with like how you said, all that talent they have, and they're not able to scheme these guys open. Like this guy stinks so bad that he has probably one of the best, probably best roster offensively in the league, and can't find a way to make them look good. Like that's got
yeah,
to be the most frustrating thing in the world. I mean, like the play that you showed on Monday, just that alone, it was like AJ Brown runs his route and he's just like, oh, here we go again. He's like, and then
not open.
Jalen points to go deep, and it's like, hell yeah, here we go. Let me save him. Let me save him. And that's what it feels like. A lot of the offense for the Philadelphia Eagles is
That
just
that
backyard football.
Yeah, yeah, and that type of offense doesn't win you games. Like that's just it's a bailout. Like when I'm looking at it, it's just a bailout play. Oh, AJ Brown's
To
so
keep
good. Oh, he
winning.
can do this and that. Yeah, well, he's good, but the play was nothing was there. It's an awful
Yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
call on 4th and 4. Just an awful play call.
Just better
Just
talent,
better
better.
better done by the talent of AJ Brown. That's what it was. You got bailed out. Good throw, good catch, good receiver, making a play when you needed to
Yeah,
make a play.
I just wonder how much longer they'll go, because winning kind of curates everything. Kind of puts a band-aid on a lot of things, right? And at what point do they address it if they're still winning? Like if there's no progression from that offense, but they're still winning, at what point does Nick Sirianni make a change? And Nick Sirianni is not the play caller whatsoever, or he hasn't been. He's 100% game manager. I mean, there's been times, guys. There's been times where he's been criticized about what does he actually offer this Eagles team if all he's doing is time management or game management, not making any call on either side of the ball. So it's not like he's going to take over the play calling, or it's not like Philadelphia Eagle fans are like screaming at the TV, Nick Sirianni, you take over play calling. You used to be this guru offensive coordinator. Like that's not what's being said. So at what point? I guess this is where we find out what type of head coach he is as a game manager. At what point do you draw the line, even if you're winning? Do you draw the line on your offensive coordinator and move on? And what do you move on to? What's out there? You know, honestly, at this point in the season, to bring in a new OC and try to implement that. Obviously, you're going to get an OC that is going to focus on the players rather than scheme. I think right now, as of right now, if you bring anybody in, you're going to cater to what the players do well, because you don't have enough time to implement your new system. I don't think, at least, but it is still early in the season. We are still barely going into week 8, and there's a bunch of good, man. There's this football just keeps on getting better and better and better as we go. I mean, everything is both both sides are wide open. I know yesterday we said favorite team right now what to win the Super Bowl is the Chiefs. The Chiefs are back, but honestly, when you look at the AFC, it's still wide open. I mean, we still don't necessarily know what Buffalo's up to. You got Buffalo going against Carolina this weekend, JB. Buffalo's sitting at 4-2, fifth in the AFC. But if they drop this game to the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton, because what's his name he got a high ankle sprain. He's going to be out. He's week to week. Dang, help me out. Tell me his name.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Yes, I'm so sorry. I should have 100% knew that. But Carolina, they're starting the Red Rocket this weekend. You know, maybe they get that little boost from the backup quarterback for at least one game and put real pressure on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And if Buffalo loses, JB, I mean, if Buffalo loses, hard if, hard if, What's the reaction coming out of Buffalo, hypothetically speaking here?
You gotta, I mean, at that point, obviously you gotta change something. And one of the big things that Buffalo's had a hard time doing these
Chris
past few
Waddle.
weeks, yeah, you bring in a receiver. And we've said this before. Like, I mean, Josh Allen, obviously, oh, did I crash out?
No, I can hear you, but you
You can
froze.
hear
But go
me?
ahead, let it rip.
Yeah. um, Josh Allen can only do so much with the receiver talent that he's had around him. They haven't used Keon Coleman a lot. They just don't use him. I feel like, I don't know. So that it's been interesting. So I don't know if getting a wide receiver helps. I mean, you got to get James Cook involved too. Not only in the running game, you got to get him in the passing game, man. You see what they're doing with Bijan. You're telling me James Cook can't do what Bijan's doing right now? Like, come on, like they're moving Bijan all over the place. They can do that with James Cook. Incorporate some passing game with James Cook, and yeah, I think that's where your success will come. The defense is a little iffy. The defense is a little undersized. They're a little bit of a finesse defense, and this is what we used to talk about a few years ago about Buffalo's defense. They were more of like a finesse defensive sort of
Very
team.
finesse.
So yeah, let me back
Yeah,
out real quick.
our JB refreshes and comes back. Well, the Buffalo Bills are -7 point favorites going into Carolina. I think if you're Buffalo, you do feel good. You think that this is probably going to be the game that gets you right back on schedule on where you were. And the Patriots are making that division super juicy. Mac Jones. Look, Mac Jones still. Mac Jones in my head right now, man. It's who Jay who Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones, man. Mac Jones making that noise over there in San Francisco as they head over to Houston. Houston coming off that big loss. Obviously, have no offensive line whatsoever in Houston. But San Francisco sitting at 5-2, JB. They're heading over to the Houston Texans, who right now their defense is the one thing that is keeping them alive. It's hard to pass the ball on them boys, but the one thing about San Francisco is they always rely on that beautiful running game. Last week, CMC has what I see as a career year. Over 150 scrimmage yards. It seems like CMC's back. Going into the year, a lot of fantasy owners maybe questioned, should we draft CMC? A lot of fantasy owners, CMC just fell onto our lap because everybody else passed up on him, and now he's delivering for our squads there on the fantasy football leagues. What's your expectations from CMC for the rest of the year and this San Francisco team?
I mean, they're so. This is the thing that we talk about, man. When you put a huge load on a guy like CMC to like carry that offense, sometimes the production drops a little bit. We're kind of seeing that with Saquon this year. The production's kind of dropped off, and they were very Saquon reliant last year. The Eagles were. So now this year again, now CMC's healthy. They're putting everything on this guy right now. Offensively, he's I think seventh or eighth in receptions this year, and that's with wide receivers. Like, he's literally above Devontae Smith when it comes to receiving and his receiving yards, his receptions. Like, they're using this guy pretty much as a running back and wide receiver. So
As you
that's
should.
what's yeah, I mean, why not? But now that you got George Kittle back, hopefully that helps a little bit. But they didn't even target. I mean, they threw one pass to George Kittle, like one or two passes.
Yeah,
Didn't
George
even
Kittle did come
put up
out.
a fat zero
He
in
did.
fantasy this week.
Yeah. Which he did come out in his post game interview and he apologized to all fantasy owners. And he said, blame Kyle Shanahan because the game plan was exactly what they did is a heavy load to CMC and allow him to take over the game. I'm looking here, JB. Christian McCaffrey rushed for over 100 yards for the first time since week 16 of the 2023 season. So it was definitely long overdue, but it feels like, hey, maybe CMC's back. Maybe Kyle Shanahan finally has the confidence to put it all in his hands and allow that team to be what it was, and that's smash mouth football that we love to watch, man. But Christian McCaffrey, he's on one. What he gained at his season high, like I said, 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. 24 carries for the 49ers. That's exactly where you want to be if you're the 49ers. Right around 20 to 25 touches for CMC. Allow him to take over the game, and that will open up wide receivers down the field. Will Brock Purdy come back? It seems like there's no hesitation on rushing him back, which is good, but it does feel like they have made it clear as day that Brock Purdy will be the starter when he does come back. There's no need for all the drama from the media, including ourselves. There's no need to start rolling those gears for the 49ers. They've said it clear as day. Brock Purdy will be our quarterback when he comes back. Is that a strategic move to maybe send over Mac Jones somewhere? I don't think so. I think Mac Jones is going to stay with the 49ers the rest of the season because injuries go to show, or history goes to show, that the 49ers love the IR list. They sure do love the IR list. So Mac Jones, I expect him to finish out the year. But, if an offer comes in, if someone picks up the phone and wants to send a first-round pick, I don't know that they deny that request. I don't know that they deny that request, JB. But we're going to finish off the show with this. Woody Johnson from the New York Jets organization that is completely doo-doo as of this point. But he had a lot to say yesterday about what is going on in New York with the coach and the quarterback. Let's have a listen.
What's your confidence level in Aaron to turn it around?
Well, it looks like he's turning around parts of it. It's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we got. He has the ability, but something just is not jiving.
All right, so he kind of takes a shot there at Justin Fields, right?
He does take a shot at Justin Fields. That's a pure shot at Justin Fields. So it's safe to say he's not coming back.
Yeah, and they are paying him $30 million, guaranteed, fully guaranteed. But he is defending his coach here. He is saying that Aaron Glenn is fixing some things, but it's hard to have any type of consistency when you're lacking quarterback play. And let's go ahead and have a listen to the rest of his comments.
But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league.
Which he's not lying there, right, JB? If you have doo quarterback play, you're probably going to be in a similar situation that Aaron Glenn is in right now.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, it's unfortunate, but the Jets have been a part of this for 2 seasons. Where same thing with Aaron Rodgers, having doo play, and the defense paying for it. So let's just go ahead and finish this interview real quick.
You have to play consistently with, at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season.
So what gives you hope then?
I just think defense, special teams are doing better. Defense is pretty good, and if we can just complete a pass, it would look good. We got to complete some passes. You got to convince them that you can do something. Otherwise, it's hard to have have a game that you can win.
What do you say?
Oh man, he sounds beat. He sounds exhausted.
Blunt music as you can get.
The frustration level in New York. I feel for him though. I feel for him, and I appreciate the honesty from him, because most of the time we're going to get some bullshit answer, a media answer, and it legitimately feels like that's exactly how he feels, and I think that's exactly how New York fans probably feel. If you're a New York fan, I don't think you get upset about this. I think that you actually get excited about it because he's holding his quarterback accountable. Now, is he throwing him out to the media under the bus? Sure. But sometimes at the excuse me, at the point that the New York Jets are in, I don't think it matters. You're just trying to light some type of fire under this team to at least go out there and get a win, at least show some type of progression to look at for next year. But just finishing thoughts there, JB. What do you think?
Man, I think it's going to be a long season for the Jets. You might get 1 or 2 wins towards the end of the season. I think right now, and he's given a lot of credit to his defense. The defense is playing better. I mean, it might be playing better, but it was awful. So anything's better than awful, right? So the whole team is just schematically. I mean, player personnel wise, like it's nothing. It's not coming together. They're going to be playing for a first or second overall pick this year for sure. It's going to be. I think they get the first overall pick. Honestly, I don't know who's worse. Who's worse than these guys? Really hard to say.
Yeah, they look deflated. The long season, though, they can definitely catch a little bit of momentum. I don't know if you get excited about your team winning games whenever you're trying to get the first round pick, but at least make them competitive. I think at the very least, New York Jets fans just want to see some type of positivity. It doesn't necessarily have to come out to a win, but at least some heart on that team. But JB, let's send off our beautiful viewers off to work today. Guys, I appreciate you guys joining the show. We are live Monday through Thursday, 5:30 to or 6:30 to 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. You can also call in at 575-808-9307 to let it rip and speak out loud on the show. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if your team's good. Let us know if your team's bad. Or let us know if you're frustrated with the way you're managing your fantasy football team. Allow us to help you. Allow us to help you get to a championship in your fantasy football league. JB, let's go ahead and let's go have a day. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. Shout out PMS. See ya.